Hello, I'm Kelley Carter, and welcome to a special episode of Another Act. Today we're talking everything Emmys. Last year, of course, brought us the Emmys from home as the national pandemic forced a string of audience-less events that will become the norm for more than a year. 9 Black actors claimed victories last year, including 2 out of the more than 20 that graced this very show. So what can we expect from this year's 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards? I'm happy to get into that with you, but first, let's talk about the nominees. From Jurnee Smollett to Billy Porter to even the late, great Michael K. Williams, I talked to almost 20 of this year's nominees throughout the year about their journey, their current projects, life outside the little screen, and more. We shared lots of laughs, they dropped plenty of gems, and we learned lots of new information that I'll share with you today. But we'll start here first. The late Michael K. Williams was more than an actor. He was a gifted friend to many, and for most of us, he was an influencer that forced us to look at characters in a different light. His legacy will live on, as well the essence of his vulnerability.
Am I afraid of being typecasted? I am a dark-skinned Black man. I don't get to assimilate into any other experience, right? And I grew up in the community where my characters come from. So these are real people for me. And what I decided very early on in my career was I wore the fact that I was thug number 2 or whatever, from the hood, this gangster, whatever. Those are real people to me, and I quickly saw that as a huge responsibility, and I wore that as a badge of honor.
Williams is nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series for his character Montrose Freeman in HBO's Lovecraft Country. Alongside Williams for Lovecraft Country is his co-star Jurnee Smollett, who knows all too well what it means for people of color to occupy the sci-fi space.
Underground had just been canceled, and Misha was actively trying to find a home for season 3. So the way the pilot even opened, I was like, oh, it's incredible. Then when I got to Letty, and the way she's introduced, and just my fibers, my cells, like everything just felt like drawn to this woman on the page.
Jurnee is up for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series, and Lovecraft Country could win an Outstanding Drama Series. Courtney B. Vance could also go home with the award for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series.
There's all kind of projects being done, all kind of things of not just, of course, of Aretha, but of color that are happening. We're seeing ourselves. People. I think Black Panther set that off, letting people know that there's money to be made in chocolate.
But that's not the only drama in that category. The Boyz, The Mandalorian, Pose, and This Is Us are also in the running. Laz Alonso, Carl Weathers, Billy Porter, and Phylicia Rashad round out those series, and they speak to the representation in Hollywood.
I love the description of Mother's Milk. I love that the first line that describes him is, he's the smartest member of the Boyz. And that to me was very important.
I saw the artwork of this show called The Mandalorian. He explained it to me and said he really wanted me in it. And Disney, Lucasfilm, what am I going to say? No?
I was very aware of the impact that Pose could have. It has to be intentional.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're caught off guard and unawares, and then the work doesn't happen, the change doesn't happen.
I couldn't foresee a fall from grace. I couldn't foresee Black Box. I couldn't foresee This Is Us. I couldn't foresee David Makes Men. I couldn't foresee these roles. And when they're presented to me, it's like opening a gift box.
Yeah.
And there's a jewel inside.
Mm.
And I don't think it gets better than that.
As Pose on FX showed us a brand new meaning of what representation really means, two standout actors are set to win. Billy Porter could clean up for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series, and MJ Rodriguez would make history if she wins for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series.
It would mean the world, literally. It would mean the world to me, because not only would 3 Black women be standing firmly in the work that they did and knowing the work that they contributed to changing the narrative, but no matter if it's me, Uzo, or anybody going up there, at least I can look at that person and say, I'm glad I'm seeing it. I'm glad I get to be on the end to watch it in a nomination, just seeing it, either one of us, and also to be up there and having something to say and having the space to say it in a space that was never thought before. For me specifically, a lot of people, look at me and they obviously see woman, but when they find out trans, then it changes. And getting a nomination like that and possibly even be able to win would tell every single last one of those people that, look what I did. And also the generation who was told that they can't do it. Look what happened.
Genius Oscar-winning director Barry Jenkins also enters the Emmy conversation with his most recent project, The Underground Railroad.
I've always tried to be guided by, my own personal prerogative, my own personal artistic obsessions. And I think making this show was that way. It just so happens, because we started this even before Moonlight release, it just so happened that it then ended up, being this thing that was following this other thing that in some ways became, culturally significant.
The Underground Railroad is nominated for the Outstanding Limited Series. Our next 2 guests are nominated in Outstanding Television Movie, and their on-screen chemistry unfolds into a beautiful period piece that we don't often get to see Black actors live in. Tessa Thompson and Nnamdi Asomugha stole our hearts, but they understood the assignment and executed perfectly.
I've always wanted to make a classic Hollywood love story, that sort of formula that we know and love. And I also have always wanted to make a period film and get to wear those sort of glamorous dresses from the time and be steeped in the music of a time in the past. To get to do both those things, I think that's a rarefied experience for folks of color, more specifically Black folks, because, so much of our story in this country does have to do with the legacy of pain.
I only started producing because I wanted to act. And when your background isn't Yale and Juilliard and the number of other schools, but your background is football, people aren't going to give you those opportunities, which I realized very early in my transition into this world. And so I said, I have to start producing. I have to start creating the work so that people can see that I can do it.
Don Cheadle knows this world all too well, and he recently worked with LeBron James on Space Jam 2, but he's been nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series for his role on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And I'm very lucky to be at this point in my career that I mean, look, I've always been choosy, and I think you can see that in the movies that I've picked and the projects that I take. I say no much more than I say yes, but that's not I think that's something that a lot of actors, or not a lot maybe, but that's something that other actors can also say, that we get a lot of things offered to us, but the truth is most of them aren't that good.
Speaking of outstanding, we can't forget Daniel Kaluuya, who wowed us in Judas and the Black Messiah as Chairman Fred Hampton, and he took home the Oscar for that role. But it's not his drama that has him in the Emmy space. It's his comedy.
In terms of projects, No, I just feel like the people that are working with me will feel like always going to work with me, and they didn't need a nomination to feel that in themselves. It's how I always felt, and but I'm really appreciative and blessed to have it, and I know it's helped me in my career.
Kaluuya, of course, is nominated for his appearance on SNL in the category of Outstanding Guest Actor in a Comedy Series. When it comes to finding the humanity in laughter, a glimpse into the life of Nicole Byer tells us everything we need to know. As the host of Nailed It, we get to authentically witness Byer in rare form, and her honesty is a breath of fresh air.
It feels cool. It feels good. People are like, what does it mean to you? I'm like, it doesn't mean anything to me. I think what it means to the world is when you're pitching a show, maybe you pitch it with a Black female host or an Indian American female host or like a Filipino host or like something other than a straight white dude. And I'm not saying straight white dudes are bad. Right. I'm not saying they're, they should be eradicated from society. I'm just saying, just clear some room at the table so other people can get there.
And last, but most certainly not least, I spoke with the cast of Hamilton, and many are up for several Emmys. Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited Series or Movie, Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Limited Series or Movie, and Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Limited Series or Movie.
If there is one thing I know that is true, is that if you come to this country from somewhere else, you have to work 4 times as hard to get half as far. And Hamilton certainly meets that threshold. And so that was the way in which, that was my way into this story that had never, I don't remember anything from history class in high school. Like it just never grabbed me before.
I had never in my life seen 4 men of color on stage singing about friendship and brotherhood in my life. And to me, the image of that was the revolution. He was showing us something new. I had chills thinking about it.
And now we've come to the fun part, my predictions. So who do I want to see take home an Emmy? Well, everyone who appeared on Another Act, of course.